Here they come.
Welcome to another episode of Here They Come, the USTA podcast, bringing you all the latest news in harness racing. I'm Kate Lockhart.
And I'm Jonathan Marsh. First item up today is the Meadowlands is back open. Starting on the 1st, they kicked everything off with the Winter Series. And you can check out the Complex Series and the Clyde Hurt Series starting today, actually. And that's going to wrap up on the 23rd. Now, the Presidential Series, that's going to start tomorrow, and that'll end on the 9th.
Here to talk about that is Nicole Kraft with Alex Dadoyan of the Meadowlands.
Well, Alex, congratulations for getting the Meadowlands meet up and going again. It's always an exciting time when the Meadowlands is starting, but imagine it must be a challenge to run a racetrack in New Jersey in the winter that we've been having.
It was very cold, over the weekend, but that's what we expect this time of year
That's
here.
What January's all about.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, it didn't snow or ice too badly.
Well, January's an exciting time in New Jersey. You're going to be having the inauguration for a new governor, and certainly a lot of hope, I know, comes with Governor Chris Christie coming in. How's the Meadowlands looking at this? What opportunities do you see with his arrival?
I think, to be honest, nobody really knows. Nobody knows how it's all going to play out. There's a lot of competition all around New Jersey. All of the neighboring states have racing products that are propped up by alternative gaming, and they have other revenue sources to help them out, and we essentially don't.
I see that you guys are still doing the Pick 4 that you've been doing. I saw it called in a release recently, a must bet at the Meadowlands. It's only got a 15% takeout. What's the attitude at the Meadowlands toward bettors and in offering a bet like this with guaranteed pools up to $50,000?
The most important thing we can do is to do things that are good for the players, whether it's offering low takeouts or offering guaranteed money, and by putting money towards wagering promotions and towards the current players. I think that recognizes that they're also a very important part of what we have going on. And as far as the Pick 4, I mean, it is a must bet. I mean, every horse player that plays the Meadowlands is certainly aware of the bet, and it always pays a great price regardless of what comes in. 4 favorites come in, it still pays a couple $100 that you didn't think it would, and if some long shots come in, it's always paying in the thousands. We actually had a record on opening night. It paid just short of $70,000 for a $1 ticket. It really can be a game changer, or that home run score that a lot of times in harness racing there isn't that opportunity to just really hit that home run. On the thoroughbred side there are some big pools and some big bets where you could do that, but for the harness racing player, really I think the Meadowlands Pick 4 is one of the few places where you can count on that opportunity.
Well, we certainly appreciate you talking with us, Alex, and we wish you and all the bettors at the Meadowlands the best of luck.
Okay, thanks, Nikki.
The 2010 season over at Yonkers Raceway is also going to be kicking off today, and they've got a pair of 32 grand open handicaps highlighting the card. All right, well, next up is Mike Tanner, the Executive Vice President for the United States Trotting Association, and he's going to talk with us about what's going on with some of the district meetings.
Well, hi, Mike. It's great to have you as a guest on the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Great to be here.
I just wanted to ask you a little bit about the district meetings that are coming up. I know there's a slew of them around the country, and I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about what happens at the meetings and why it's important for USTA members to attend.
I think it's a great example of what I like to call participatory democracy. It's kind of a town hall meeting type format, one in each district, in which USTA members are invited to attend, share their views, vote on rule change proposals, meet their directors, meet other people in the industry, and have a say really in what goes on in their sport, and really meet the people that make the sport go. So I'm looking forward to it.
I was wondering if you had any plans for 2010.
Probably first and foremost would be to rally the industry's support behind the expansion of the National Racing Compact. This would link various racing jurisdictions in terms of licensing and racing rules and things like that. It would not necessarily lead to a racing commissioner, which a lot of people are clamoring for, and which in a perfect world would be, I think, a pretty good thing. But I'm not sure if that's possible. I don't know if I see states necessarily giving up their revenue streams, giving up their authority. I do see the possibility of several jurisdictions, however, linking together, and I think that's a first step towards some really cohesive efforts to make racing a bit easier, maybe enhanced marketing campaigns. The possibilities are endless. I think we also just need to keep working at exposing people to our sport and helping our members, helping the racetracks do just that. I think we do a pretty good job of it here internally via our website and Hoofbeats, but I think there's more that can be done, and I think we need to be more accessible.
And in the spirit of sort of cooperating, I noticed that you started a blog on ustrotting.com called Open Mic. I was wondering if you could talk a little more about the blog and what you hope to achieve with it.
A lot of my friends are tweeting, have established Twitter accounts, and we certainly do that here. And I thought, well, you know what? I mean, I keep talking about being more accessible and being in touch. Here's the best, easiest, and cheapest way to do it. And I wasn't availing myself of it. And so we've started Open Mic. For every blog that I may write, I'm hoping to hear from 10 or 20 or 30 or more people. I want to hear what people are saying and what they think. Kind of funny because I took this job and you want it all to be about the organization, not about yourself. And so I think maybe I didn't reach out as much as I should have. And now I'm realizing that people want to hear what we're doing and they want to be connected to the people that are here at the USTA, and that really starts with me.
Well, great, Mike. Thanks again for stopping by. It was great having you on the show. And if anyone would like to get in contact with Mike, you can send him an email at mike.tanner@ustrotting.com. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, well, now it's time for the Hollywood Minute, our weekly trivia segment with Bob Hollywood Heyden, brought to you by Hoofbeats Magazine, reporting with horsepower.
Well, Happy New Year, Bob. Back at action at the Meadowlands, I hear. How's it going out there now?
Well, we start a 5-day race week this week here with Sunday racing going right through the next 3 months. So it'll be a full slate. A lot of horses haven't raced, basically a month of December. So the box has been overflowing and good reaction so far.
And some of the drivers I know hadn't been driving for a while. Have you seen any, how they've been in action? I know Brian Sears took quite a bit of time off. Have they been sharp coming back?
Yeah, I mean, Ron Pierce took 10 days to go away, do some hunting. Tim Tetrick basically took the month of December off. Sears took a couple days here or there. George Brennan, but you know, when these guys get back together, it's like it's like a day or 4 months could have passed by. It doesn't make much difference. This is the cream of the crop. The first week, Yannick Gingras led the way with 5 winners, and they all paid double digits too.
You just mentioned Tim Tetrick a minute ago, and he hasn't been quite as prominent as he has been in prior years, but I saw another amazing season, $16 million in earnings, $3 million over his nearest competitor, and that's not the first time he's done that.
Now 3 straight years too, and doing it over Pierce and Sears and Pierce again the last 3 years with a total of $54.3 million for the last 3 seasons. Tim Tetrick's been on an amazing roll. He's just 28 years old. He's just about to hit, maybe 2 months away from $75 million. At some point in the first half of this year, he's going to go past Campbell's record all time for biggest total ever for a driver in his 20s. So Tim Tetrick's just been on an incredible run. The only odd thing about it the last couple of years, especially his record-setting year, is that he didn't win $1 million race either of the last 2 years. So remember, he won 2 with Southwind Links in 2007. So Tim, he's always got goals, so he's got to see if he can get that, and maybe somebody, maybe soon, will top the 20 million plateau. Tetrick came within $250,000 of that in 2008.
Well, who else is prominently appearing at the Meadowlands now? We talk about drivers quite a bit. What about from a trainer standpoint?
Well, from the trainers, we have Mickey Burke has certainly come out firing. First week, he's had a huge role there. Remember last year, 761 wins, $14.8 million. He will send out Buckeye St. Pat this year in the Sumac Lad. That's going to be her return to the races.
Well, speaking of lucky, let's see if how lucky and how good you are. We have a stumping challenge coming from Mary Lewis of Newport, New York, and she wants to ask you some questions about Messenger. She says in 1788, Messenger was imported from England to which city in the United States? And it's actually a 2-part question. In addition to which city did he come to, she'd like to know what breed was Messenger.
I'm going to say the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, because that's only 40 minutes or so or less from Garden State Park.
You are correct.
Favorite tracks. And a lot of people don't know that Messenger was a thoroughbred racehorse.
That is absolutely correct.
So there.
So Bob Heyden was not stumped for the second week in a row, I might add.
All right, well, thanks to Bob Hollywood Heyden for his insight on the world of harness racing. If you think you can stump Bob, you can send one of your questions to hoofbeats@ustrotting.com, and you can have a shot at winning a USTA prize pack.
All right, well, another year-end award was announced. It was announced that Jody Jamison and Dave Pallone are going to both share the honor of Driver of the Year by HTA.
It's nice to see Jody just getting some recognition. He's had a really good season so far, and they actually had an overall score of 88 points each, and it happened last year too. Different score, obviously, but it's kind of funny to see that happen 2 years in a row.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they change the way the scoring system's done to avoid ties in the future, but it's nice that they were both honored with the award.
That wraps up another episode of Here They Come. Real quick, I'd like to thank Alex Dadoyan, Mike Tanner, Bob Hollywood Heyden, Nicole Kraft, and our man behind the curtain, Rich Johnston. My name's Jonathan Marsh.
And I'm Kate Lockhart.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check us out next week on Here They Come.